Hey everybody, welcome to my next video. I had promised in my last unpacking of the Illustrated Faith Goals devotional kit that I would put together a DIY mini booklet. These are super popular. I've done them in the past and they are so easy. I've got like just a ton of supplies sitting here. There's no rhyme or reason. I've really just grabbed just a bunch of cute stuff from my stash and we'll see how we can put it all together. So quickly I'll show you what I have, and then I'm going to go into a hyperlapse of just putting everything together, and I hope that you'll enjoy the book. So I have just some baby wipes here. Don't worry if you don't have those. I've got those just for cleaning up after I paint. A couple of colors that I've pulled from my favorite Handmade Market Target prints. I've got Satin Jade, Satin Shell, and Satin Goldenrod to coordinate with the Goals kit. And then I also have my favorite white paint. This is the acrylic paint from Illustrated Faith. I've got a glue runner, a hole punch, and my tiny attacher, my favorites. Y'all know how much I love that. And then of course I've got my Goals kit. And last video I told you do not throw away this mailer. We're gonna repurpose it today with our DIY booklet. So get ready for some fun with that. I have some little mini doilies in coordinating colors, and also anytime we go to Home Depot or Lowe's, I completely embarrass my husband and snatch as many paint chip cards as possible. So I always have those on hand, and so I pulled a few that will coordinate as well. Paintbrush. Here we've got some stickers. I've got some of the Bella Boulevard Wonky Puffy stickers, in addition to my favorite Illustrated Faith Homespun alphas, and then some Bella Boulevard Puffy Star stickers. All of those in coordinating colors, of course. These are little mini binder rings. I picked these up at Michael's. They're Tim Holtz, and I'll put an Amazon link below in the video description so that you'll be able to see that too. You can choose any size. I really love these little teeny tiny ones because they're so cute. Tiny things always. I got a tiny little bulldog binder clip as well. We'll see if we use that or not. These are some little eyelet labels. I thought it might be fun just to attach one on the front, maybe with like some Goals die mode on there. We'll see what comes of those. These are also picked up at Michael's. I have black and white ribbon and some peach rickrack pom-poms here, and then some golden colored fabric, just little scrap pieces that I like to hang on to. So we'll see how we decorate with those. My favorite pen, scissors, the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, always, always. And then I've also got my paper trimmer. So this is just a generic 12 by 12 paper trimmer that I picked up at Michael's years and years ago. You can find tons of them online now, or you can go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and find something totally similar. So let's get started. we're almost done with our goals kit, and I wanted to slow down and just kind of show you the tail end here as I trim some little fabric pieces to put down and just have like a little decoration here on the front. So a couple of things that I learned in the process. This is the first time that I've used the teeny tiny Tim Holtz binder rings for one of my DIY booklets. Normally I just use it for a flip book, which has much less content in it. So I think that next time I will probably stick to my 1-inch binder rings. Just to have more room for flipping. It would be a lot easier to flip through, but these will work for now. That's totally fine. Let's see, what else? I definitely encourage you, if you're putting any paint on your cover and you're not going to be drying it as you go, then start with that, as you saw that I did in the hyperlapse portion of our video. I started with the paint, and then as we went through, then I would let it dry and I would work on something else, and then I would come back to it. So that made it easier for letting the paint dry and putting down different layers and such. So here we have just some cutie little pieces added. This will probably make it incredibly difficult to turn, so we may end up just taking these off, but I really love to have like the cuteness of it all. So additionally, when I was measuring for my hole punch, I was measuring the cards each 1 inch down, and then I kind of got lazy throughout and just started like punching kind of wherever my eye fell. So you can see here on my front cover that I have a little bit of a boo-boo, but that's okay. My main focus in Bible journaling is, of course, God, and it's not the perfection of it all. So I don't want you to feel like if your DIY booklet did not turn out perfect, it's really no big deal, friend. Let me just encourage you in that. That nothing has to be perfect, because God is the only one who has that perfection in his title, and we can only try to come close to that, and we never will. But, oops, I think I want to add that to say goals instead of just goal. So we can never come close to that. And all of our projects, don't be discouraged. If it doesn't look like the girl on Instagram, or it doesn't look like your best friends, it's totally fine. It's exactly what you need and exactly what God wants you to have created. So don't fret over the little things like little extra holes where they shouldn't be. That's no big deal. Okay, I'm actually really in love with that teeny tiny tag I added. It's like just the most fun little extra goodie there. So we have lots of really pretty fabrics and just textile right there, and then our little goals tiny tag that we made with our Dymo labeler. And then you can see I added the big Bella Boulevard stickers to say Gold Digger, with a couple of homespun alphas stuck in there for God. So Gold Digger for God. I thought that was just so fun. I love all the pretty colors. They turned out really well. So I want to do a quick flip through for you guys. Let's sweep away the mess and see what we have here, because I know that hyperlapse was kind of fast. I just added randomly all of our little tidbits that we had pulled in and used up lots of the stickers from the kit, and I wanted to have a lot of tabs. Y'all know how much I love tabs. I didn't do any layering, but that will come in my Bible. So this gives me extra room for journaling, writing out little fun prayers and such. And then the doilies just add pretty color. So here we have our wisdom goals, and you can see it is a little difficult to turn on these teeny tiny but super adorable little binder rings. So next time let's use the larger ones for sure. My learning experience, I am just sharing with you. And so then we have health goals, and I made a little tab just out of some of the remainder trash from cutting out our little booklet cover pieces, and then used a sticker. Home goals, and I wanted that to dry really good. When you're stamping on the paint chips, they have like kind of a satiny almost glossy kind of finish, so you want to let that dry really good. And I just glued it down with a doily just to add some color, and made a little home tab up there at the top with one of the heart clear stickers. I didn't want to use all of my tip-ins in the DIY booklet, so I set aside the ones that I loved. God is doing a new thing, and Oh, the Power of Prayer. I set these aside because I think I'll want to use these in my Bible. The other ones I put in here for having journaling spots in addition to my content cards. And they're perfect because they have the front, and then they also have this nice grid on the back. And then again, I can also journal here on my paint chip card. So cute. Here we have peace goals, kindness, and this one I just got a little bit funky with trying to use up some of my last little pieces, so I did it the paint chip with 2 doilies and just glued them all down, one on top of the other. And I put my tab here on the paint chip instead of the content card, and there's no reason for that, friend. It's kind of just whatever was fun and felt right in the moment. It's so fun just to put these together and have something just so crazy and wild, and like my scrapbooking and journaling Bible experience is really kind of wild and all over the place. If you need something neater, go for it, friend. So this one, we had prayer goals, and I just layered up a bunch of little pieces. Here's a doily, a paint chip, and a shipping tag that I had on hand, and just stapled it, so easy, and stuck a prayer sticker down there. And I can do some prayer journaling right there as well. So for my pray tag, my little tab there at the top, I used some pink homespun alpha stickers, and I felt like they weren't standing out enough, so I really super messy outlined them with a black pen and then added a little yellow heart, and it felt like a little piece of confetti there. It's a journey of faith, so we have faith goals here. And I just stamped right on top of the tab and added a little extra color to the page. Pink and turquoise, you definitely can't go wrong. My favorites. And then we had hope. And so by this time, when I'm getting to the end, I really am just using like everything at the end. So like this navy blue doesn't match perfectly, but that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. And then I put my hope sticker right here. So you turn and see we added just another little tab right there, and I used that big hope sticker, and I kind of love how wonky it is on there. It just seems really fun and crazy, just like my DIY booklet. So one thing that sometimes happens when I'm ordering from Dayspring, if I'm ordering multiple things like a kit and some extra supplies, or a kit and another Bible, or so on and so forth, then usually the mailer will not have my shipping label on it, but sometimes it does. If I'm only getting the kit, then sometimes it has that on there. The first time I remember being disappointed, and I was like, you know what, that's not what this is about. It doesn't matter that, you know, my cute crafty cardstock is covered up with this white shipping label. It's no big deal. I just put it on the inside and just kind of covered it up a little, and I can do some final prayer journaling right here if I want to when I am completing my kit. So this is really fun. I just stuck down some of the washi there at the bottom, and that is that. So this is how I go about making my DIY kits, and I just use everything from the Illustrated Faith devotional kit and put it all together. There are some kits that I do purchase double of because I want to use everything in my Bible and in my booklet, but this is a fun little thing to have on my shelf and go back and look at when I want to remind myself of the goals that I've set for this current season in my life. Because like I said in my last video, you don't have to start in January. Start anytime, friend. Be a goal digger for God and just go with the plan that He has set for you. So I will see you guys later. Bye.